Well, good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine. It's time to get up and prepare yourself for one more day above the ground, and the ground's not above you. Good morning. It is 7:05 this morning. It's a special morning because every morning actually is a special morning because none of them are guaranteed to anybody. But good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is decisions because we call it that because everything we do requires us to make one. And even if we decide not to make one, well, we just made one. So you can't get around it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. So you got to go through it. So just remember every decision that you make, well, something happens because it's kind of like magic. You don't exactly know what's going to happen, but you know something is going to happen. It's time to rise and shine, my friends. It's time to enjoy this day that the Lord has made. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
And again, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds everybody doing well, like I am. Great day to be alive. One more day on top of the ground. And, of course, the ground's not on top of you. It's always good to be there. Hope last night you're okay. You woke up this morning, you're doing okay, and life is good. And never gonna say, the Lord never said it's gonna be easy. He just said that if you work at it, He'll make it possible. Good morning to you. Next up, of course, is our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll start your day and get your day going and things of that nature. You know, that's what we do. Doesn't feel too cold outside this morning. I don't know if it's cold or not. I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back, and today's message is sometimes you Sometimes you just got to be tough. Sometimes it's not always going to be easy. Sometimes you just got to knuckle down and get tough. Okay? So let's not be a wimp for all of our lives. Now, sometimes you just got to, sometimes you got to put metal on metal. But we'll be back. So don't go any place. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in every shadow, you are my light. Thank you, Lord, for the laughter and tears.
We need God in order to understand Scripture.
Our Daily Bread.
Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by Kayla Ochoa. Kayla writes, "The first time I went to the gorgeous Kora Church in Istanbul, I was able to figure out some Bible stories from the Byzantine frescoes and mosaics on the ceiling. But there was much I missed. The second time, however, I had a guide. He pointed to all the details I had previously missed, and suddenly everything made perfect sense. The first aisle, for instance, depicted the life of Jesus as recorded in the Gospel of Luke. Sometimes when we read the Bible, we understand the basic stories, but what about the connections, those details that weave Scripture into the one perfect story? We have Bible commentaries and study tools, yes, but we also need a guide, someone to open our eyes and help us see the wonders of God's written revelation. Our guide is the Holy Spirit who teaches us all things. Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 2 that he explains spiritual realities with Spirit-taught words. How wonderful to have the author of the book to show us the wonders of it. God has not only given us His written word and His revelation, but He also helps us to understand it and to learn from it. So let's pray with the psalmist in Psalm 119:18. Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things in your law.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from John chapter 14, verses 23 through 31. Jesus replied, "Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them. Anyone who does not love me will not obey my teaching. These words you hear are not my own. They belong to the Father who sent me. All this I have spoken while still with you. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. You heard me say, I am going away, and I am coming back to you. If you loved me, you would be glad that I am going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. I have told you now before it happens, so that when it does happen, you will believe. I will not say much more to you, for the prince of this world is coming. He has no hold over me, but he comes so that the world may learn that I love the Father and do exactly what my Father has commanded me. Come now, let us leave." That's today's scripture reading from John chapter 14, verses 23 through 31.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, as we read your word, open our eyes that we may discover the wonders of your revelation. Help us to understand what you want to tell us, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Montgomery zone. That's Montgomery zone. Young kids. That's the village. That's right. International Academy. No sense letting everybody else sing it when we got our own choir. And not excluding could have been one of them. It's a long story. Thank you. Okay, we already did it. We did it once already. We got that. We got that. So I just, if I could figure out who to sue, see, that's what I would do: is sue somebody at at the at the Marine Corps base, because I was going to be a Marine. Now I know there are a lot of guys who say that who probably couldn't make it. Now I would have made it. There's no doubt. There's just no doubt. And anything that you want to do bad enough, you'll make it or you'll die trying. So there was no doubt that I would have made it. The only doubt came in is when I went down there and I to that recruiting office and I saw this guy with these gold things on his uniform. I said, "Well, what are those things?" Then they went to explain to me. Not matter of fact, their airborne uniform, their airborne things look better than my, than the armies. I will say they look better, but you know what the army's paratrooper wings look like. You don't know what they, if you're not a Marine, you really don't know what those things are. But they look good. I go like they look good. But anyway, so I went down there and I asked the guy. I said, "Well, I want a set of those." And then he looked at me with the saddest eyes, or he was happy or something, whatever case may I can't figure. He said, "Well, we can't let you do that." I said, "How come?" And do you know what that man has the unmitigated gall to tell me? Why I could not get a set of Marine Corps airborne rings. Now, I will tell you, this is 1975. It was 50 years ago. It doesn't seem like it to me, but it was. And so I'm down there in the recruiting office in Georgia. That's where I joined from, in Georgia. And so I'm sitting there, not arguing with the guy because I was too scared of him to argue with him. But I was sitting there wondering why that they would not let me join the Corps so I get me set of them rings, getting set of them wings. But however, he had the unmitigated gall, the temerity to tell me in that recruiting office that I, Elk Dog, was too short. Now I ain't talking about the guy named Too Short. I'm not talking about the guy whose name was Too Short. I'm talking about the guy, me. He said I was too short, okay, too short to be airborne in the Marine Corps. Now this was 75, it was 75. Here's another guy. Always wanted to know how. Listen, if I just got one jump, my friend, I got more than you. So okay, so I don't know why you keep going there. Okay. Now, Pork Chop Brown. Now, next hour, Mr. Brown is scheduled to appear in our studio, in our virtual studio. So he's scheduled. We'll see. We'll make sure. I'm gonna make sure he gets there. But right now, let me give him a message up. I get this one guy. You can always tell a leg. A leg that has never jumped out of anything, and I know what it is. See, some men have the courage to do the things. Have the courage to do the things that we need to do. And then some won't. Okay. Now, Don is one of those people who always talking about how many jumps you got. Well, you got, I got more than he got, even if I only had one. Okay. I'm just saying, if I only had one. Now that beautiful picture that you see. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you guys this guy. Okay, I'm just show you that guy, this picture right here, and then you'll know. Okay, you may not be able to tell it's me, but you will once you look at it a couple times, you'll see that it's me. Okay. Now you see right there. See that guy right there? Yeah, that's right there. That's me right there. That dog. Now that's Sergeant Sawyer. That's Sergeant Devine. That was my boss eventually. Of course, this was Staff Sergeant Wilson. I think that's what his name was. And the rest of these guys, all yahoos from Alabama and places down south. And I looked at these guys one day. See, I'm the shortest guy there, and no one had to fight all the time because everybody's trying to take advantage of a brother. So I'm just saying, so there I am right there. There I am right there. And so this guy always tell me, you never jump. Okay, anybody who knows, you cannot be in the U.S. Army Airborne as an enlisted man, without belonging to an airborne. You can't. You got to be airborne. You can't. You can't just go there and say, I'll think about doing it later. You can't. Officers get that. I think officers get that. Well, in the Ranger Battalion, as an officer, you don't get to be there as a leg anyway. So with a low down, dirty, stanky leg, you don't get to do that. But officers do get to show up places and go to jump school later. And there's something about, I think General Gavin, the old 82nd Airborne commander said, a paratrooper will work 3 times as hard as a leg. That's why we like them. I appreciate that. And he's right, absolutely right. You got to be tough. Okay? You got to be tough to be airborne. You can't be a wuss. You can't cry about everything and whine about everything. But anyway, getting back to it. Let me go back to and again, this is what this message is about today. Sometimes you got to be tough. Sometimes you got to be tough. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to do what you have to do. Okay, and that's what the message is about today. Sometimes you have to be tough. We'll get to Z. I'm see if I can find Z in a little while, something like that. That I have decided I'm taking the rest of the week off after this show today. After we got to go, but we have to go out and put out our helping hands thing. So with the money we raised, we appreciate it. We got about 3 or 4 people that we're going to help hook up today, and I'll tell you about that before I get off today. But right now, sometimes you need to be tough. That is the message for today. And we'll return right after this. Here are the rest of those whiners like Don. I've never seen a guy so jealous of a brother. Okay? I know. Yeah. Oh, and some more stuff. Some more stuff too. I mean, I got a lot of things to talk about today. But let me go. Let's go and see what we got today. Today's message, sometimes you gotta be tough. Okay? It's not always going to be easy. No, it is not going to be. It is going to be hard some days. It is going to be so hard some days that you want to give up. But never, ever, ever give up. Because once you become a quitter, it's hard to get out of the habit.
Understand how much it costs you to survive bad times. What they don't understand is that even when you are expecting something good to happen, it costs you something. That hope costs you something. That expectation costs you something. It takes something for you to stand in a position of readiness, expecting good things to happen that don't. The Bible said that hope deferred maketh the heart sick. And I thought that by now I would have been married. I had planned a wedding for my 20s, and now I'm 42. The numbers have reversed, and I'm still by myself. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. I thought I would have my degree, but every time I get ready to go back after my degree, something sets me back. And when you keep wanting something that keeps evading you, if you're not careful, it will wear you down. To wait for something, anticipating it, and it doesn't happen, costs you more than somebody who wants nothing. That's why we have so many people who fall into the abyss of wanting absolutely nothing, because sometimes it is easier not to want anything than it is to want it and not get it. I want you to understand then that while they were waiting on the bridegroom to come, they were burning oil. While nothing was happening, they were burning oil. You have to burn some oil to be able to wait. The Bible says they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You have to be tough to wait. You have to be tough to work all day and go to school at night. You have to be tough to take 2 part-time jobs and put them together and try to make it do. You have to be tough. It may not have it, but I want it. I may not be there, but I want to. It may not be in my hand, but I'm snatching after it. I may not have apprehended, but I'm in the press. I may not climb the mountain, but I'll die with dirt in between my fingernails, because I will never lay there and accept where I came from to be where I'm going. My history is not my destiny. That's why I don't care when you say you knew me when. I don't care how many people knew me when. Until you know me now, you don't know anything at all. My history is not my destiny. You said it's late, but I'm still waiting. I'm older, but I'm still waiting. I've had setbacks, but alas, I'm still waiting.
The art of waiting. The art of waiting. Everybody wants everything now. They won't wait. The art of waiting. You're not going to bond together the first 6 months. You're not going to get the cleaving right even the first year. It takes some time for you to leave the historicity of your mother and father and cleave and become one flesh. You're going to go through some name changes, and you're going to go through some frustration because you're still leaving and cleaving, and it's a process before your mother finally gets out of your head and your father finally gets out of your head, and you start developing a new culture and a new philosophy that your kids one day will have to grow up and leave and cleave. The art of waiting. Jesus, as busy as he was, sat by the well all day waiting on one woman to come down to the well. He knew she would get there, and he waited. There are some men in this room. There are some men in this room who are waiting for you, sister, at the well. He's waiting. A waiting man is a man who hasn't given up. When a man waits, it just means that he hasn't given up. Brother, there's a waiting woman waiting on you to grow up. If we take a skin graft and we take a piece of skin from here and we put it on a wound right here because we're all wounded, it takes a while. No matter how good the skin is, it takes a while for the skin to graft. If you're not willing to wait, you're going to mess the wound up and have to go back to the beginning and meet somebody new and start all over again. And you're going to end up at the same place. I know you don't believe it. I know you don't hear me. I know you think I'm stupid, but you are going to end up at the same place with the second wife that you ended up with the first wife. If you don't fix what's wrong with you, it is going to happen again. 50%, 64, 74% is going to happen. We happy now. You and her were happy at first. You're always happy at first. Why you think you get married? Everybody's happy at first. If your husband is waiting on you, if he's waiting on you, if he's fighting off the others, are you making him wait longer than necessary because you're distracted into your own things? And eventually what happens to men, I know men, I've been a man all my life. Eventually, he gives up on waiting. And then you call him a dog. But all of them were not dogs at first. They just got tired. Oh, wait, it's one thing to wait on somebody who's getting ready. You know how you be waiting on your wife and she's getting ready? And I don't mind waiting as long as it's coming. What becomes difficult is when you're waiting and you see no change. Because if I see you hurrying, at least I know that you're conscious that you're making me wait is putting me in a strain. And the consciousness of it is encouraging. But when you act oblivious to it, pick up the pace. And you that are waiting, don't give up. You got too much invested. Too many tears, too many years, too many kids, too much time. The art of waiting.
Sometimes you gotta wait. That's what TD says anyway. I'm going along with it. He's got more experience than I like that. I don't know how old TD. I don't know how old TD Jakes is anyway. Anyway, get more now. Some sad news this morning to bring to. I probably everybody in Montgomery already knows this already, but it would be remiss of me to not mention this. As some of you know, we had a big time fire. I think they called these apartments Woodley Terrace. I believe that's the name of the apartments. I'm not exactly sure. But evidently, the people who own the apartments are not in Alabama. I don't think they're in Alabama anyway. But let me, every time the weather changes, there's always going to be a fire someplace, and it wasn't that cold lately, but it has been cold, and every time it's just a matter of when and not if somebody house goes on fire, whether it's bad wiring, whether we're putting too many things in the plug at one time, or something using those space heaters and stuff like that. Now, when I use heaters, I use the ones with the oil in them, so they don't have but they can still trip some of your electrical things. And so I don't, because I do use one. I use it's got oil in it and stuff like that, and you just plug it up, and it's like a radiator. I think you've seen those, but so a lot of people use the heaters that have where you can see the red coils and stuff like that, and if you can see them, that means you can touch them, and that means that it's possible that it will catch something afire. But I don't know. We don't know what made this fire start yet. I guess that the Montgomery Fire Department and all the people who investigate these types of things. But the sad thing about it is that we lost a child and another man. An 8-year-old boy died, and an adult male and a juvenile was critically injured in Montgomery apartment fire on the 21st, a couple of days ago. Okay, the 22nd, well, yesterday, as a matter of fact. At 8:00 a.m., several Montgomery fire rescue vehicles responded to the two-story apartment fire at the 3900 block of Woodley Road. District Chief K.R. People said when they arrived, firefighters encountered smoke and flames, and I looked at them by video. It was tough. It was tough to even look at. During a search of the residence, firefighters found out that an adult male and two juveniles, all three were evacuated, of course, to take to a local hospital. One of the juveniles was pronounced dead upon arrival. People said none of the three victims had been identified yet. No other injuries. Well, I think we had enough. To apartment residents or firefighters had been reported. Of course, the cause of the fire is not it's unknown at the moment. I know that Aronde Mitchell is always been on has always been on these apartment complexes. Okay, and so I am I am saddened by this by this event, but and this is a small matter when it comes to that when it comes to dealing with apartment complexes or any other place where you stay that you rent. the people who own the apartment complex don't care anything about you. They don't care if you lose everything you have. They don't care. All they want is their rent. So what that means, it's important that you find a way to protect yourself in the event that these terrible things happen like they happened yesterday. And one of the things you can do, one of the things you can certainly do, you don't own the apartment, okay? But you do own the contents that are in your apartment. And you need to get renter's insurance. You really do. Because you never know when these things are going to happen. Okay. And renter's insurance is not that high. I think you can get $15, $20 a month or something like that. Don't wait until something tragic happens, like it happens yesterday. And if you got some kids, some people living in an apartment, you need to tell them to get it. Now, my little place is under State Farm, and so if I come on one day and all the stuff is going up in smoke, well, I'm just gonna say, hey, can you write a brother a check? Can you write a brother a check? I don't know exactly how it works, but I can tell you that it's better to have something than nothing. Okay, get yourself some renter's insurance. These people who rent these apartments, most of them don't even live in the state of Alabama. They don't care if you, if you are going to, if your stuff burns up, they don't care. Okay. And listen, and to be quite frankly, it's not for them to care. It's for you to care. All they want is their money. That's it. They want their money. That's why they're in the business. They're in the business to make money. So if you don't care about you, then don't expect anybody else to care about you. I don't know what renter's insurance is totally. I know mine runs a little bit here, but not very much. Let me put it to you this way. It's one of the best investments you can make if you live in an apartment or a house that you're renting from somebody else. Now, hear me clearly. They don't care if you get burnt out. They don't care. The only people that's going to care about you are your relatives and your friends, and you'll find out how many of those you got if you get burnt out. You'll find that you don't have as many as you think you do. Okay? Get renter's insurance. Okay? Call somebody today. The cold weather is not gone yet. It just lightened up a little bit. It's not gone. Okay. Now I don't know what the parameters are, but I know one thing: it's too late to get cold weather. It's too late to get renter's insurance once the fire hits already. Okay. Okay. So renters. Okay. Maybe we can get somebody on. Tell you about it. I don't really know what it costs, but it's a whole lot cheaper than replacing everything. Okay. Now I don't know whether or not it depends on where you live and your zip code and all that stuff, which I don't know what that would be, but this is something that we need: renter's insurance. Okay, that's what it's called, renter's insurance. You certainly need that because once the fire starts, it's too late. You can't go and insure all your stuff at that point. I think renter's insurance, and maybe Willie's out there someplace. You can tell us because it's not very expensive, and I don't even know if it's predicated on where you live or anything like that. I do not know, but I got some. I get some renter's insurance because you got to have it. Because you never know, and every time it gets cold, somebody downstairs, upstairs, to the left of you, to the right of you, somebody's going to do something crazy to be warm. A lot of people you'll find with Alabama power going up as it has been in the last couple of years, people being there with no lights on. So they got to find some way to stay warm. They just got to do what they got to do. And somebody inevitably will start a fire. Okay, trying to stay warm. Can't blame people trying to survive. But I got to tell you, that's where that rent insurance come in at. Okay, because most of the time it's somebody else without it who sets the building on fire. Again, our prayers go out to the family. They're not calling any names, and I don't guess it's really important whose name. It was just a child and another man. Let me hold on. Let me make sure I can get you online. Hold on one second there, Miss Call. I forgot to put you out there. Share this screen here and go here because I want people to hear what you got to say because you always got something to say. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, when your guy called the insurance man, ask him now. You're talking about property.
Yeah,
we don't worry
individual,
about
right? I ain't worried about their. Yeah, we don't care about.
We
Yeah.
don't worry about property.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on a different page until the fire department makes a ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Property and life is two different things.
That's
so
true.
When he calls you, ask him what the other ramifications are when it concerns death in a fire. And when you are, what obligation does the apartment complex have to its tenants to make sure it's safe place to live? Because that's what the most thing that Alonde was talking about. The safety of a building that you have people that you're making money off of. What is your responsibility, being an absentee landlord or a present landlord? Now, when the insurance man calls, put that question to him. Property is one thing. That's a minor thing. You can say that. But when it comes to a life and a life of a child or people, for that matter, let him explain the other half of the story. And then I'm not a lawyer, but I know what road you can go down on two ends, the landlord, and you have to weigh the fact that who certified the building to be safe. Yeah, it's a many things I can go down the road now. Got that, Mr. Elkins?
Okay, I agree. I agree.
Many things. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I've done enough. I've been in enough courtrooms to know there's a difference in life and property.
Mm-hmm.
What's more important? But you have a great day now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not an insurance man yet. I understand there's a difference between life.
The insurance man.
Right. And if he calls it, we'll ask him about that. But I do know one thing. If you don't, I wouldn't worry about the property. The property is not yours.
That's right.
But the contents are yours. And so I would.
But what is most precious is a life.
Well, that's true too. But if you live, you want your property too. The little bit of things you got, you want to, you don't have to, because you're going to have to replace them all.
You can. That's my point. Insurance is going to take care of the property, but can you replace a child? Let me go.
All right. I appreciate you. Yeah, that is absolutely true. But you won't done.
How do you know if somebody cares or don't care?
Because I know they don't care. I look at their apartment.
You don't know a thing. You don't know who they are.
I look at the apartment complex.
Is it their responsibility? Is it their responsibility to carry insurance on personal property for everybody where they live?
No, it isn't.
Huh?
No, it isn't.
What? Well, that's what you're saying.
I'm telling you, they don't even keep track.
You don't even know how much insurance they need. Maybe they got gold rings and gold watches.
Listen, it ain't my job to figure out why you need it. I just know you need it.
But you just sit up there and say ignorant crap like nobody cares.
They don't care.
And if they are negligent in the apartment complex, they will be sued. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you there's plenty of Negro lawyers that step up and sue them.
Well, you got to find out who
life insurance is a whole different thing, too.
Well, I know that.
I just get so tired of the ignorance in this show. It is so pathetic. It's lying.
Now, before I cut you off,
I don't care what you do. I'm just getting tired of the stupidity.
Well, then listen to something else, man.
Yeah, and do the women like your flags on the wall and your little bachelor pants?
I like them.
I mean,
I can only take so much crap out of you. Not for that. I don't even know why I even let you on, because I think everybody deserves freedom of speech, but you're the nastiest, most pitiful man I ever ran into in my life, and I ran into a lot of them. You just I'm not trying to tell anybody. All I know is people, if they cared much about these apartments that they rent to people, and I heard the city councilman the other day said that they just really don't care much. and it is shown by their absenteeism. You know, it's shown by their absenteeism, and I know they don't care because I look at some of the apartments. Okay, and because if they ever show up every once in a while and see the state of their apartments, you would see like to me they'd be putting people out. Okay, they will be putting people out of these apartments that make these apartments almost unlivable. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, SB. Okay, Niner. Okay, so anyway, you just I've never seen a guy an expert like you on everything. Anyway, I just never you know a little bit about everything that goes on in everybody else's life. And now listen, if I'm so stupid and so ignorant, I just why don't you just do something else with your time in the morning, man? Watch Andy Griffith or something like that, or MASH or something on TV. We're almost the same age, somewhere you couple years on me, but go watch your old movies. Yeah. Hey, Mission Impossible is on Pluto TV. Mission Impossible is on Pluto TV. Okay, so you might want to go out there and just listen to it and. Okay. All I know is that no matter where you live, whether you're renting somebody's house, renting somebody's apartment, you need renters insurance. You need that. I mean, it's not even a question. If your computers, your clothing, your bed, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, let me see who is this right here. All right, who is this with no vision, no video, but sound? Good morning. That's you in the studio. What's up? Okay. Well, I guess are you still there? I'll give you 1, 2, 3. Uh, man, say something, brother. Okay. All right then. Well, I ain't that. You ready to say something? Okay, I guess not then. I guess we'll just let him go and okay, we'll just let him go and see if we can get somebody else on a little later on. I tell you who's trying to get in. SB9, Uniform Delta. Let me see. I got to get something. Uniform Delta, Victor Foxtrot. Victor Foxtrot. I'm trying to send my good friend a link so he can get. I see him trying to get in the studio. He's been a couple. Mr. Ensler. Matter of fact, so. And he wants to run for Phil. See if you can click on the link I just sent you, and you all not have a problem getting in. So do that. Do you know about Do I know about investments? Sure, I know. I've never invested in anything. That's about all I know. See, investments mean you're trying to get something for nothing. That's what that means. Now, every once in a while, you luck up and you get something. Every once in a while, you luck up and you get something. But most of the time, you don't get. You certainly don't get as much as you do that you put in. But hey, investment is good. Unfortunately, you got to have something. Okay. Oh, thank you, Willie. Appreciate that. He said the average renter's insurance is $30 a month. Now you run that by 12 and 30 times 12 or 12 times 30 just can't be that much. Okay, I'm just telling you, you need to get renter's insurance, and Willie can sell it to you. Whoever can sell it to you, it is if you don't own your home, and if you own your home, you certainly need some insurance in that son of a gun. Okay, I'm just saying, So tomorrow, when about $30 a month is it? Let's see, how much is that a year? 30, 30 times 12 equals $360 a year. $360 a year would cover you. That's three. That's one. That's probably one item that you have in there that's worth that much. If you got a computer in there, that's over $360 if you're going to replace it. Okay, so whatever you have. But I knew at this time of year, $360 a year. Okay, I mean, it just you know, it just you almost just can't. It's almost criminal not to have it. Okay, it really is. It's almost criminal not to have it because it makes so much sense to get renters insurance. Okay, so don't be the next person that we're talking about you on the news, on podcasts, on radio stations. They lost everything. I mean, get the money, get the insurance. Okay, you just got to do it. There's not a if you live in an apartment, and these people don't care nothing, but I don't care what Don said. People don't care. All they care about is their check. They don't care if you get burned out and you lose everything you got. Okay, they just don't care. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if I care. If you haven't done your due diligence to take care of your stuff, then why in the world should I worry about it? I'm just saying. Uh, let me see. Let me see if I Phil Insler is trying to get in here for some reason. So let me see if I can see what he wants there. Let's see. 334. Phil. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Because he's trying to get in, and I don't know what's up with him. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. 235. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, just give me a second here. Because that man don't call me for he doesn't call for silly. He always calls for something to give us some information. Ah. Mhm. Well, unless somebody else. Doo-doo-doo. I'm trying to reach him because he's trying to reach us for something. I know he's always interested in the going on the going thing.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna try one more time because he may have thought that was one of those. He may have thought that was one of those. What do you call those calls that people get when they don't want it? I don't know which one it is, but okay. Doo-doo-doo. I'm gonna see if I can get him. Okay. Yeah, he probably don't know the number, but okay. So that would be. Well, let me send him the number here. 334-521-29. I know it by heart now. 2963. Okay. So let me see if he's somewhere out there and about. Anyway, moving on to other things. But again, our prayers and our condolences go out. Now, there's going to be some families. There are going to be some families that need stuff in the coming days. If they don't need it already, I don't know. They are certainly going to need money. They're certainly going to need clothing. Some of them will. And I'm lucky my clothing is a lot smaller than it used to be since I lost weight and all. And so we're gonna see if we can get some. So I would imagine that the only person I know is QB Ray, who always is involved in doing that kind of thing. Um, and so I'll give her a call a little later on. Now, coming up at 8 o'clock, we're supposed to have Mr. JaMeal Brown, who won it, who says he's running for governor. We don't know yet until it's January the 5th, I believe, through the 26th of January. You have an opportunity to sign up for that thing, whether it's a Democrat or Republican. It's the same. It's the same sign up day. Okay, which is the 5th of January until the 26th of January. So we'll see what happens. Who actually, because a lot of people say I'm going to run, But until you put your name, now I did see somebody said they're going to pay his fee to run. Now, my question would be, if he can't raise his own money for his own fee, then is he really ready to run for the governorship of the state of Alabama? And that would be a question that I have. If you can't raise that, then how are you going to raise? How is your what kind of an influence are you going to have? Um, you know, um, at the House, with the House or the state Senate. But he may have a plan. So that's what we're going to talk to him about that today, if he shows up. Anyway, don't forget our sponsor, One Stop Wireless, at 334-320-2988. That's 334-320-2988. Located at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. Hey, your kids, everybody's got a phone. Everybody's got to have a phone these days. So why not get the cheapest and the most productive phone and the best plan you can possibly get? They have phone, $25 a month. Okay, $25 a month, you get the service. Okay, they also have internet, wireless internet. You buy this box from them. You put it in the house. You put it upstairs, downstairs, in the basement, wherever you want to put it, and you got internet without having to have the cords. You don't have to worry about Wow, or you don't have to worry about who's that other. We got a couple of companies. We got the Wow and. We got somebody else. I don't see it's on it. Spectrum. Thank you very much. Spectrum. If you don't want to go with those guys, I think what they have is something on the T-Mobile network. And evidently, now this is what I see on the TV commercial. They could be lying to a brother. I don't know. But they said they got the best wireless thing in the country. I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that's what they're putting on television. So you can call these guys right here. One Stop Wireless, and they can hook you up with a wireless thing in your house. No worrying about somebody coming in here and digging up your house and putting wires all over the place. You can get wireless, and it's only $45 a month. Now, where they're located at, give that to somebody for a Christmas present, okay? Where they're located on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. There's a gas station right there. I think it's called the what's it called? It's the what's that name of the gas station? I think it's Shell or something like that. Anyway, but they're in the same building. Okay, so you might want to go down there if you even think about getting the internet, and then go ahead and get it. Okay, $45 a month. Now, there's a small setup fee when you first go in there because they got to set everything up for you and all that stuff. But after that, it's $45 a month, and you cannot beat getting wireless internet. Okay, no cords, no nothing. And you can, if you move, guess what? All you got to do is take the box with you. Okay, you don't even have to go downtown and call nobody. Well, I'm moving, so I can bring you. Can you bring it over here? Yeah, we'll be over there tomorrow. Then tomorrow turn into next week and all that good stuff. So you might want to go down there and see those guys right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. There's a gas station there, and it is called Shell. I think it's Shell gas station. Well, next to them would be One Stop Wireless. Okay, you can't be great people. I've been with them for 10 years. Love them. Okay, not like that, but we good friends. Okay, it's a good place to do business with. Okay, Gary says I got what I got. I got 43,800 on a 4,700 investment on Microsoft. Well, you did. I mean, you got 43,000. You only paid 4,700. You got something for nothing. But that's a good investment. I mean, that's okay. I've always been scared to invest. Maybe that's a black thing. I don't know. I've always been scared that if there's any chance of me losing my money, I don't do it. Okay. And I must admit, I mean, obviously I lost all my 401k stuff because I just didn't know what the hell a 401k was. I mean, as smart as I am, why didn't I? I don't know what I mean. I really thought that was for rich people. I really thought that was for managers. I didn't think it was for regular people. But I guess so. If you go to work for somebody, and I don't even know if they got the 401k program anymore. Okay, I'm still waiting for my good friend to show up here. Because now, just to be fair, let me call JaMeal and make sure that he got the link, because I don't want anybody to say that I did not do my due diligence to reach out to the brother. Okay, because that's my job. Okay. So, so 334. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to see if I can reach out. I'm trying to reach out and touch him. Okay. Let me see if I can reach out and touch him. Mm-hmm.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Okay, JaMeal, this is Kevin Elkins. We just would have a conversation this morning, but maybe you forgot about it. So this is the number here. You can call us back. Now you won't get video, but you can do a telephone. We can talk to you on the telephone if you want to talk. Okay, and that number is 334-521 2963. All right. So listen, listen. Call me now. I didn't go running after anybody. So we want we want to give him his opportunity. And I know a lot of people like me. A lot of people are like me. They're thinking that he, I'm willing. Listen. I'm willing to listen to him. Now, do I think he has the necessary skills, the necessary experience to be the governor of the state of Alabama? I don't believe so. But I do believe he has the right to go for it. I mean, this is America, and the Constitution said all you got to do. I think you got to be 18 years old or something like that. So how's the governor forget a meeting? Well, I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe. Well, listen. Wait a minute. Now, let's not go there. We know that the Governor Ivy got a whole staff of people behind her. So I'm just saying, to remind her at meetings. So I think when you get a certain age, you do forget. Of course, he's not that old. He's not like 34, 35 years old. So I think that, people can forget, how does the governor forget a meeting? Well, I forget meetings sometimes. I forget them. I do, just to be fair. And I think that you probably have forgotten a couple of meetings too. I mean, we all, it's always, none of us are perfect. We've all stepped on it once in a while, especially when it comes to a meeting. How do you know if somebody cares? Well, I didn't say anything about them buying insurance for people's personal property, but I am saying that look at the way that they keep the apartment complex. And I think Mr. Orande Mitchell can tell you that. I mean, he's got more apartments in his district than anybody else. But if you look at the apartment complex, can you look at if you look at the apartment complex, right. So if you look at the cars and you look at all that stuff right there, yeah, it's you can they didn't take very good care of this apartment complex. They didn't, but that's okay. That's why you have to be responsible for your own. Um, you have to be responsible for your own uh, contents of your apartment. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to. So renters insurance. Call Willie Durham. Call him. 'Cause, and Willie don't make the prices. Okay, I'm just saying Willie don't make the prices. Okay, Willie don't make the prices. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. I'm gonna get him sometime next week. But my little young man is home for the time being. Matter of fact, where is it? Let me see where we took a picture the other day. Okay, don't look at me because I'm old, so don't look at me. But I just want to show you the young boy is here. See, there he is. There's my little fella right there. He's getting older and wiser. So don't you like those paratrooper things? But no, he hasn't decided to jump out of airplanes yet, which I can't make him do that. Just something he's got to figure out. That's what he wants to do. That's up to him. But anyway, see he's on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm a little PFC. Now right now I'll rank him, so we good. Okay, but I know in a couple of years it'll be over. And the minute he outranks me, I'm gonna take all my stuff, all my old army stuff, the old timers blues. I'm gonna put it in a what do you call one of those foot lockers and put a lock on it and open it after I'm gone. Because it really won't make no difference and I'm pretty sure he's gonna outrank me soon. so we good. I mean, it took me 3 years to make PFC. So that's good. I could not shut up. I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. That's him. That's Z. That's my little fella, Zarel. Yeah, he's taller than I am. So that's just where it goes sometimes. Everybody's taller than me. But anyway, so he's in town. I think till we got the next. I think the 28th. Yeah, got to be back the first of the month. So we doing all right. We are doing all right. Go Z, go Z. I got you. There's a lot of Chuck said. There's a lot of unqualified people in these certain positions, whether they political or not. Your voice has a lot of impact. That's true. I agree. I agree with you. But sometimes when we put all these so-called qualified people in positions, first of all, I want to let them example the president of the United States. Certainly unqualified by any stretch of the imagination to be the commander in chief, to be president of the United States, except by Constitution. By Constitution, he meant the bare minimums. Okay, but how did we get him there? Because we had all these Harvard grads, we had all of these Princeton people, all the with Harvard, Yale, the Bushes just had a thing. All these smart people, and we still weren't any better off than we've been for years. So the people like me said, "Well, what the hell?" I mean, my first president was Ross Perot. At least Ross Perot did have some executive experience running that thing that he ran. So I'm just saying, maybe some fresh eyes could go in there and see something. It does not take to be a good leader. You really need some good common sense and some knowledge of the area in which you're trying to lead. Okay, like if I was 11 Bravo, I'm not 11 Bravo. I don't know how to use all the machine. I can shoot them, but I don't really know how to put maintenance on one of that stuff because I'm not. So I can't give a class on tearing down the M60 machine gun or tearing down the 45 or tearing down the tank or whatever the case may be because that's not my skill. But there are people. Okay, there are people who have an uncanny knack, to be able to catch on to things really, really fast. Doesn't necessarily make you a good leader, but it does mean you have the knowledge. And if you can ascertain the knowledge, you can become a good leader. But you have to have knowledge of you have to have knowledge of what it is that you're trying to lead. Is Kevin telling the truth today about his guy? Well, listen. I never said that Trump was an intellectual giant. But again, look at the intellectual giants that have been in there, and they didn't do us any good. I mean, listen, but he is qualified constitutionally, and to be president of the United States, it's about the constitutional qualification. You got to be at least 35 years old. You got to live in the United States for at least 7 years, and you got to be a citizen of this country. That is the basic qualifications to run for presidency of the United States. He meets those qualifications. Okay, he does. So now, does he need some other things to go along with it? Probably make him a better leader. Again, it comes out about knowledge. But the question is, we've had all of those people in the White House for years. The Yale graduates, the Harvard graduates, and look at us. We actually got people wondering whether or not they can turn themselves into a girl, and believe in it. Our schools have been brainwashed to tell them. Now Trump is signing a letter, signing a law. I think he did the other day. Forget this transgender crap, this transgender stuff in this country. You want to go to Mexico and get it, okay? But I'm good. We need to do that. We don't need to have transgender this and transgender that in America. If you want to be a fool and cut off your wiener, that's fine. It's your wiener. You can do with it whatever you want to do with it. But don't come back 10 years later. I got psychological problems. Yeah, I would have some psychological problems too. If I look down there, what I used to have is gone. That would give me some psychological problems also. Okay, I'm just saying. So Trump is signing a second order. Forget that crap. And I'm glad. And that's just one of the things that are going to get us back on track. Okay, if we've ever been on track. Okay, I'm just saying we need some we need some fun. I guess my guest is not going to show up. Have me tell her. So that's why I didn't want to tell everybody. But because this is about the second time he's done this, so not a problem. Uh, Only supports one class. And Chuck, that's wrong. That's wrong. And let me that you, so I'm yesterday doing and let me give you guys. Let me tell you something that that I've been trying to say, but I have not done a great job at saying. A Saturday, another shooting that leaves another man dead in Tuskegee, Alabama. So we seem to be affecting our other towns too. Now they shooting each other. Um, oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, this is my. Oh, here. Oh, here's one right here. And again, you wonder why it's difficult. Okay, you wonder why it's difficult to. Okay, let me find this guy right here. Let me see. Okay, here goes some people right here. Okay, let's share this. Okay, so him and brothers right here. They are trying to they went into the in Mobile, not Mobile, in Millbrook, and finesse the guy at the counter about to make steal his money. Okay, that's true. Yeah, and they are my but that don't help anybody. But that's okay. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I don't quite understand it why we our young folks are doing these things, but um, you know that is just the way it goes, I guess. But anyway, but here is a thing. Here's some history. Okay, here's some history that we don't hear much of during the Black History Months or the IGIs, the EJI, whatever that place is downtown, EJI. We don't hear much about this, and the fact that we don't hear much about this is amazing to me. It's an amazing to me, but it is what I have been saying for years. I just have not articulated in a way that it has been understandable to most people who don't like me. Okay, okay. Now those were men, and you'll notice that everybody does something weird now got a funky looking haircut. Okay, and my they are mine. Okay, you voted for him 3 times. What does that say above it? It said no. You ain't gonna get me there. What does that say about the other people that were running? What does that say about all the historical lineage that has been left by those other people that have been in the White House? Okay, so y'all can. It doesn't say anything about him. It said that was a guy who was determined to be president of the United States, and he followed his dream, and he made it happen. Okay, okay. Your guys in office because he's what? Uh, because of marginalized people got tired of the elite. That's right. That's right. They're absolutely right. That's right. Absolutely. Trump has a way of communicating with the rest of us. Okay. Okay. So, I don't mind. Mind the advertising dollar. It's okay. I don't mind. I thought they were women, and when I first saw, I thought they were women too. But let me go back to something. There was a there was a high school in America, and that high school was a black high school. It's one of the first black high schools. I think they're in Washington D.C. And they were one of the first black high schools in America. Okay, anybody know the name of it? Anybody know the name of the high school? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anybody know the name of it? Okay. Well, the name of that high school is called Paul Dunbar High School. That high school, traditionally, high school now, not a college, high school, traditionally put out um, scholars, just like Valiant Cross, scholars. Some the alumni of that school, even during the height of segregation, the height of racism, the height of everything. And this school put out some of the smartest black people in the history of this country. Not because they were born with some sort of magnificent intellectual gift, but because what was required of them, was excellence. Okay, was excellence. That's what was required of them, and we can't seem to get back there. Okay, but it was called Dunbar. Some of the smartest Americans, some of the smartest black kids. But this was a black high school. Okay, it was a black high school. Make sure I get the name up here. They were in Washington D.C. The first African American high school in 1870. And you think we called hell in the 1960s and 70s? Well, I'm sorry, it was nothing compared to what these people put up with. And so excellence is the goal. It is. I for the life of me, I cannot understand why we never heard much about this school. It wasn't about making excuses about what you could not do. It was about excellence. Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School in Washington D.C. became the first public high school for African American students. This was a major achievement because it allowed African American children to continue their education beyond elementary school. Because back in the day, they didn't want black people to learn too much. Dunbar High School was founded in 1870, a few years after the Civil War. The first black public high school in the USA had outperformed, listen to this, had outperformed all public schools in America. Black high school outperformed all public schools in America at the time. Okay. Built on discipline, which I can never say too much about, high expectations, high standards. Black excellence is our repayment to all of those who sacrifice their lives, their liberties, their limbs, their financial future, their posterity. This is what we owe them. Black excellence. It is our repayment for all the sacrifices. Okay? Black excellence. And you will be unstoppable. But if you go to our public schools today, not the schools that not the special school, but the rest, it's nothing about black excellence. It's nothing about sacrifice. It's nothing about discipline or high expectations. But we owe these people who put up with the crap, people like Sadie T.M. Alexander, Ernest Allen, Ernest Anderson, who's an actor, Aurelius Ben, A.A. Birch Jr. The list goes on, hundreds. The list goes on, people who were here before us, and most of them went to this school. These are people that you don't hear much about because I don't think black folks want to hear about them. I really don't. We bring out Martin Luther King every week, every year. I got you. He deserves some respect too. But before him, who was there? This school outperformed every school in America, every public school in America. And most of us have never heard of Paul Dunbar High School in Washington, D.C. Never heard about it. We hear about Howard. We hear about, and most of those kids, a lot of those kids that came from this high school, actually, one ended up being the president of Howard University. I think, I don't know if he was the first president or not, but he's one of the presidents of Howard and a bunch of other people. So what we owe the people, what we owe ourselves, our grandparents, our grandma, great grandparents, is the pursuit of excellence, is what we owe them. Because this school represents what could be done today if we had the gonads to do it. Okay, first black public high school in the USA that outperformed all, not just some, not just the ones in Washington D.C., but all public high schools in America, built on discipline, high expectation, not the lowest to the floor highest to the floor, highest, lowest to the floor thing, not in the middle. Not mediocrity, but high expectations, high standards. Black excellence, again, let me say this, is our repayment for all the sacrifices of our past, and it is to bring back that excellence. But for some reason, we just don't seem to have the mettle to do that. We just don't seem to have the mettle. We don't seem to have the desire to do that. Black excellence, something you hear about on TV, but you really don't know much about it. Well, this school, look up this school, Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School in Washington, D.C. And the kids back then are no different than the kids today. The kids back then are no different than the kids today. But what was the difference is that they were expected to do more. Okay. Now we let them to school. Now we let them come to school just still with their pants all down here, looking like fools by the head. I'm telling you, the way you show up in school is the way you're gonna act. Okay, the way you show up is the way you're gonna act for the rest of the day. You're gonna act like a moron. If you look like a moron, you're gonna act like a moron. Okay. Okay. But this is the school right here, bro. That's it. Look it up. There wasn't nothing special about these kids. They were just like every other kid, but they had high expectations. And it's like George Bush said, what did he say about this? Something about the low expectation. It is the bigotry of low expectations that we put our kids on. Okay. My son one day came home with not so great it was a C in calculus. Now, I didn't know nothing about calculus myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know. But I asked him, that's the best you can do? I said, that's the best you can do? Now he did shut me up. He did shut me up. He said, well, can you do it? Okay. Well, no. I said, can't you do better than this? I mean, if you can get a C, you can get a B. You get it. Guess what he brought home the next day? A couple weeks later, he brought home an A. Not because I didn't know anything about it, but he looked in on his own self, and he went. When you expect more, you get more. Okay, because I surely didn't know how to do it. Well, Don, you won't believe the black folks. I'll do anything. So I'm not, I don't care if you don't look it up. It's in the history books. You can look it up. You don't care about anything. So I ain't mad at you. But to say that's your job to inform us, not just the ones who are not performing. Well, that's true. That's true. But I'm just saying it is a. I was missing where the best, huh? I was, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Montgomery public schools are they are segregated, and right now they are self-segregated. They are self-segregated. But the question is why? The question is why? Why don't we have a higher expectation? Why do we have to take people? Again, I've often said if we had a school in Montgomery that says dumbass on it, it's called the dumbass school. It's for all the dumbasses. Nobody would want to go to it. No, nobody want to go to it. No, 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 no. They will be trying their best to not go to that school. Put the name dumbass on the outside of it, and everybody knows, well, that's where the dumbasses go. Nobody would want to go. It is about expectation. It's about expectation. And all these different plans they keep coming up with for public school, it's just taking us further and further and further behind. The only school in this town that I absolutely know is doing a better job. And listen, I think the superintendent's trying to do his best, but the superintendent can only do what they let him do. But it seemed like to me that Valiant Cross is one of the few schools in this town that has higher expectations of their kids that go to that school. And anything less than your best doesn't even count. Okay. So that was just my problem. But I was reading over the weekend about this school. I said, wow, I didn't know this. And I'm close to being in Indiana, I was close to Washington, D.C. I mean, not that close, but I was there. But anyway, it outdone all the schools in the United States. Okay, again, you can just look it up because Don, I'm absolutely sure that you're a hater. I'm absolutely sure you are, and so you can't help yourself. You really can't. You cannot help that you're just prejudiced and a bigot. You can't. I ain't mad at you. You came up at a time where black folks was probably bringing you your food, and some black ones probably helped raise you. I'm with you on that. I know. So you look at us in a subservient role. It ain't your fault. It's not your fault. It's your generation, my friend. I ain't mad at you. That's just the way things were. But I do know that we can do a lot better than we do. I need to talk to you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, then I'm going to be done. I'm going to give you 30 seconds because you're going to say something stupid, so I don't want to hear, but I'm going to. That's what they said. In 1870? In 1870? You looked it up. 18, 18 I, wait a minute. Dunbar High School founded in 1870, a few years after the Civil War. Well, well, I have no doubt that it's true. Well, first of all, we didn't have any black high schools back in those days except this one. I didn't, well, wait a minute. If it's made up, well, I ain't talking about now. I'm talking about then. I'm talking about then. I'm talking about then. I don't know what's going on with it now. I'm talking about well, we well, we did have the Pony Express. We did have some mail and stuff. Okay, I hear you. Listen, I don't make the. I'm just this is my research. I just found out about this school over the weekend. I didn't know that school existed. But I realize that it's difficult for a person like you to think that that black folks have such an ability. But I don't think it's weird or an anomaly. I think that if you expect more, you get more. You know, and you don't even know how all these people are there. I mean, there's so many people that went to that school until wow, it just and a lot of the people were had French names, but they were black. I don't blame them for changing their name. Get rid of the master's name off of me too. But anyway, we're gonna leave that alone. But a lot of folks, I'm just glad to find out that something like that existed in America. Okay, I'm just glad that we to find out that something like that did exist. Okay, because again, it is our payment to the sacrifices of everybody. Okay, it is our payment to them to do the best we can for as long as we can with the and to be disciplined and have high expectation not only of our kids but ourselves too. So black excellence is our repayment for all the sacrifices, all this talking, building monuments about for people and all that stuff. Listen, I ain't mad at you, but that's why I don't get into them. Okay, I don't get into the EGI thing. Hey, it's nice it's nice that those people have been honored, but the best honor we can do for these people who paved the path for us as black folks. Because here's what's going to happen. Starting next month, we're going to have, and then February, on into February, we're going to have Black History Month, blah 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 blah, and we still be killing each other in the streets because people have forgotten our roots, and that roots was black excellence. It was being the best you could at everything you could, okay, and making an example for everybody else. Okay. See, now we don't mind black folks being better at basketball or football because that's a lot of money right there. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And if you don't have excellence in your learning and your teaching, well, you can be the richest football player ever and still be broke at the end of your years in playing football because you spend all your money, or you've been bamboozled out of your money because you didn't have the sense to know how to keep it. Okay. So I'm just saying, that was just something I learned over the weekend. Just absolutely, just it made my heart glad because I knew that somewhere in the annals of time and history, that black folks, the only way we made it was we believed in excellence. And I don't know what happened to that belief. I don't know, but I sure hope we get it back soon. I sure hope we get it back soon. But I know that Don can't believe that a black high school outperformed all the high schools in America. I don't find that. Yeah, I don't know. If I don't know where my candidate is. He said he's going to be here, but listen. Again, I lied. He lied. So that's okay. They got in touch with me. Uh, now, I'm not a guy who's going to bring you on and just ask you really soft questions. I mean, you got to know what you're talking about. You have to know what that is. I mean, being the governor is more than having dinner and having. I think he said something about he was going to do twerk night at the White. He was going to do twerk night at the governor's on Fridays. I said, okay, listen, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. He came up with some dillies, but I mean, he may know something I don't know. Okay, and listen, I listen. Yeah, you probably don't believe. Don, you probably don't believe that it was Dr. Carson who did the first Siamese twin separation because he was black. So you probably don't believe he was. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you probably don't believe he did that because you probably don't believe he had the common sense to do those things. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm good. All right. Hey, got to take a break. We'll be back in about 3 minutes, and y'all hang loose there, and I shall return uno momento. So don't go no place. I'm pretty sure somebody else got a complaint.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I mean like that.
Okay, we're back. Had to pause for the calls. Anyway, now today, again, let me tell you about our sponsor. I keep forgetting. Okay, what else are people saying out there? An average renter's insurance is 30. Yeah, hey, get you some renter's insurance. Whatever you do, it's bound to happen. What did Don said? It's one thing to say it was a great school, but to say it outperformed every high school is made up. Okay, well, whatever. Listen, that's up to you. I'm only going by what I'm only giving you the historical, um, uh, the historical reference that I looked up over the weekend. I wouldn't hear in 1870, so I don't know. But I don't know why they would lie. Why you want to lie on history? I don't know. Uh, he is kind of a fool. Yeah. Anyway, what does this guy say right here? He knew if he came on your show, he would be help it. He will help to answer the questions. He like to get the younger audience. Okay, no problem. And again, younger people don't normally vote. It's the older audience that actually votes. So the younger folks. I mean, Montgomery has a 15% um, voting um, uh, uh, performance. I mean, in other words, only about 15% of the people even vote. So, I mean, he come out better with the audience that are the older audience than he will younger audiences. Okay, and you ask them who's your representative, they couldn't tell you. They wouldn't even know. They don't know. Ask them what district do you live in, they wouldn't know. They don't know. And I can tell you that I knew when I was coming up that age. I was in the army at that age, but I wouldn't know, So, I don't put it against them. Young folks are the future, but they're not the current. But anyway, so that's what the history books say. So I'm gonna go. Listen, Laurie, I'm gonna go along with them before I am you. Okay, and I don't know if they're segregated. But they're not segregated by law. Okay, so they are segregated by I guess by culture. Um, you know, and they were some of the smartest people in America in high school. So and again, you get what you expect out of people. You get what you expect. If you expect little, you get little. If you expect much, you get much. So it's got nothing to do with. I don't think there was some sort of genetic metamorphosis. I think you get what you expect. That's it. You get what you expect. So and back in those days, we knew that if we had a way, like my mother used to tell me, if there's going to be a way out of this mess in any kind of way, it's got to be through education. It's got because nobody can tell you what you don't know when you know it. And math, and if you're good at math, now Z is good at math. I mean, he made me look feel like a dummy. He's good at math. That geometry stuff, trigonometry stuff, calculus. I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to figure out how to spell it. But he's smart. But if you know math, you can almost work your way into any kind of job that there is. Okay. Oh, you finally admitted that now he is qualified by Constitution, but he certainly didn't have the experience politically that some of the other people had. I mean, no doubt about it. But again, and that's and you get my point here. Why in the world? And that's the question that nobody wants to answer. Nobody wants to answer that question. Well, if he's so bad, if the other people were so good, so great, so intellectual, if they were so this and so that, how did they lose to a guy who never held an office, not even a city council job, not even a dog catcher job in the political realm of our culture? Because we saw what the other so-called smart people would lead us into. And now we actually got men walking around here, all right, thinking that they're women. And that irks me. If you cannot believe in the basic premise of our species, then you're an idiot, and I ain't know in the hell I'm gonna follow you. Okay, if you really believe that a man by osmosis, by some metamorphosis, some freak of nature can turn himself into a woman, then yeah, we don't want to talk. We don't want to talk to you. Okay, we don't want to talk to you. You just don't have the intellectual stuff. You don't have the right stuff. Okay, I'm just saying you don't have the right stuff. Okay. So anyway, so today we're going to go out and we're going to put this on live on Facebook. The people who've been selected for our helping hand. Thank you, people, for bringing up. I like to have a little bit more, but I'm thankful for what I got. Okay, so y'all gonna make people happy. I'm gonna try to get them on film. Some of them don't want to be on film, but I'm gonna try to put them on film. And we're going to go places. If nothing else, we'll get a still picture of them anyway. And if nothing else, you'll show where your money went to. Okay, nothing else. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I tell you, one of the best schools in town that I've had an opportunity to join, and these are young kids, but McMillan International Academy. I mean, those kids over there I love that school over there. It look like to me they got high expectations. When you walk in there, it don't look like it's jail. Now, I'm going to blame the Montgomery school system for one thing, for making that school look like jails, like Capitol Heights. Carver looks great, like a school, like it's a place of learning environment. But most of the schools around here look kind of, Floyd over there on what's it on Gilmer or whatever the street. It kind of looked like, is that Floyd? I don't know what kind of looks like a jail. I think if you're going to change people's attitude about education, you got to change the education structure that we have. You got to make people proud to come in. And every year I keep telling what we need is a is a intellectual bowl. You know, we got the Pro Bowl, or we got the Orange Bowl, we got the Rose Bowl, we got the Hula Bowl, we got the Best Buy Bowl. We got all these bowls. Where every in this city, every year for the end of school, we need to put on an intellectual bowl and have all the kids compete for the slots on the in the top. I don't know. We get the top two people out of every school who take a test and do it, and then let's give them $10,000. Okay, let's give and to go toward whatever education pursuits that they may have, or just do what they want to do with it. Let's make our kids were willing to break their legs. Now think about it. They're willing to break their legs, get concussions. They're willing to do all kinds of things to play football because they know if they're good enough, there's an immediate gratification if they make it to. If nothing else, they get to go to school for free. Well, it ain't really free because you're busting your body up. But but for this conversation, we'll just say free. We don't do that in our high schools. We don't make it where there's a competition between people. Americans love competition. And if that competition means it's us competing against one another, we love that too. We just do. But we don't give our kids that. Well, I know black is absent. What you don't know that's black is the absence of color, my friend. You don't know that. But our when we define color, it is done ostensibly in a very, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's done in a hyperbolist kind of way because we know that black is the absence of color and white is the quote unquote the inclusion of all colors. We know that. But my little child, if I'm telling him to go look for me something, hey, go look for that all color thing in there. No, go look for the black thing in there. Okay. Go look for the black thing in there. Okay. Okay. White, what did it say? Whites don't want to go to MPS. One, poor teachers. Two, poor learning environments. Three, no discipline. Well, again, though, we're responsible for that. We're responsible by the public figures that we put in office, by not understanding their own expectations. The school board, there's only two members of the school board that I could get behind just about on anything, and that's Lisa Keith and Pam Portis. Everybody else, I don't even know what they stand for anymore. Uh, but I've talked to Lisa Keith and Pam Portis a couple of times. They think a little bit like me, not like me. I know because they have a political concern I don't have. Uh, but think about running. I'm either thinking about running for the school board or the city council. I'm trying to figure out which one I would be better suited for. Hmm. Hmm. He said, "What you wanted to hear." Now, most are regretting their vote because they thought it wasn't going to affect them, but he was going to make sure immigrants insurance would be taken away. And again, from a humanitarian standpoint, John, I hear you. But from a legal standpoint, I hear him. If you accidentally get caught in Mexico because you accidentally made the right turn, made the wrong turn out of San Diego, they'll put you in jail up to 2 years. Okay, so if every country can do that to us, if we show up in there, if Mexico can put our citizens in jail for accidentally being across the border and not knowing it, then doggone it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now I don't like the way we're doing it, but that's the way we're doing it. But you cannot argue that he's doing legally what he has the authority to do, and that's get rid of non-citizens out of this country. I don't like it because it looks so. And if my point was, I don't know, are we doing it because of space, or are we doing it because of color? Because they happen to be from Mexico. I don't know. We got enough land. We got enough land in America. I mean, and we could use a few more taxpayers, because certain groups of people around here like killing their children, called abortion. So I don't know. It's a tough decision he has to make. What does Anita say? We have illegals in this country from every place. We've had troops. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you call them illegal. Some of them were refugees, and a refugee was given. Some of these people were given the right to come to America, especially the Americans doing the combat operation. What's up, Marty? Pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Kevin, they're under the radar. You know, and I know they stay out of trouble as much as they possibly can because they can't afford any trouble because they know that they will get sent back because that's a violation of their citizenship or also visas. And it was this, and lately all they've been arresting was people that are that you're not going to send black African Christians here. You know, we know what's going on in Haiti. That country's in debacle. It's horrible. And they got gangs running the country and they're killing people. So there's any case for a countryman to seek asylum, it's your Haitians. We know what it is, Kevin. Maybe 2040, you know, stats have shown that the minorities are going to and they're covertly going out there snatching up people of color and sending them back. Whenever you have Elon Musk offering to pay Texans and some people over in certain parts of America money to procreate, specifically white people and everything, you know what this is all about. Because they got so desperate, they're paying people to have children. So there's a problem with that, Kevin. And you know, and there may be some people that argue that, but only black and brown people are being snatched up. You don't find any Russians, no Chinese, or anybody of color. In fact, Trump said the silent part out loud. He said, "Why can't we have more Norwegians, Europeans coming over, migrating to this country?" And obviously, they can't get here quick enough, so he's infusing this country with white South Africans that are utilizing, you know, care from or their food assistance from, Kevin. Under the radar, they're giving them government money to, and that's what I have to say about it.
Mm.
And it is what it is.
Okay.
You know, you can't hide it, Kevin. It is what it is. I mean, it's just right out there. It's the blatant truth.
I appreciate your call. Evidently, people can't hear the. I appreciate your call. Evidently, I got my sound thing kind of screwed up again. So let me make sure that we get that one taken care of. Sorry about that, guys. All right, now let me see if I can get that back on track here. Let me see. Okay, where is my okay, share screen. Okay, there we go right there. And okay. Okay. Now hopefully we will oh there we go. Oh, well, hopefully we will get that going. Well, anyway, it's always an interesting conversation about these kinds of things. Okay, now somebody call my let me see here now. Okay, don't want to mute that. Okay, don't want to mute that. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, okay, so we got hopefully we'll have that on. So uh-huh. Okay. Well, hopefully that'll be good. Uh I think I got that. I'm so glad I'm taking a week off. Every day your phones don't work. Hey, listen, sorry about that, but it's technology. You know, John, come on, really? What am I scared of the truth for? Seriously, come on, really? I mean, yeah, come on. Y'all need to go have some cup of coffee. Truth cannot be stopped. It cannot be. But we must the first thing we must do is figure out what truth is. Can anybody give me the definition of truth? That's all I want to know. Do you know the definition of truth? If you know the definition of truth, then we can have a conversation. Okay, I'm just saying. Just give me the definition of truth, and then we can have a conversation about that. All right. Okay. I'm hopefully my thing is working again. I'm not exactly sure. Listen, I'm tired. I need a break anyway. I need to take a few days off and just just look at the world. I was thinking about going to Seattle. Nah, not till Z goes back to base. Uh, Seattle's. I don't want to go to Honolulu because Honolulu was just. Hey, do we still have hops out there? Does anybody know that? Does the air base? Did the Air Force Base still give retirees hops? Because I'm thinking. I think I'm just going to go out on base and sit in the terminal and see what's going wherever it's going. Just get on the plane. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Do we still get hops out there? Anybody out there? My military friends out there know? Do we still? Or is that a? Did Donald do away with that one too? What does this guy say? Every day your phones don't work. Well, listen, at least I got a phone that I figured out how to work it. Listen, brother, this is nothing but this is technology, man. And sometimes, it gets messed up. Plus, I'm tired. I've been working so hard lately. I don't even know what to do. But anyway, I want to thank all the people who, and you'll see me later on this morning, going out, giving this money to these people who don't know that it's coming. Because one of the deal is that you can't tell them. We can only show up at their house or wherever they happen at their job, wherever they happen to be at, and we give it to them and keep on moving. We don't even stick around for interviews or anything like that because somebody put you in for it because they thought you needed it. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay. Nobody can. I don't get many letters often because you can't ask for yourself. Because I know people. Everybody needs something. But sometimes you just gotta make a choice, and there are enough people out here in need. There are enough people out here in need that we got enough. Yeah, we got enough. There are enough organizations I think that help a little bit of everybody in this town. Okay. Oh, Maxwell allows you to hop. Okay, good, good. I think I'm just going to go out there. It's been. I'm thinking they're just going to go out there and just wait on the plane. Now, one time I did that, and I ended up in Madrid, Spain. you know, and I tell you what, I found a dessert in Madrid that's orange and chocolate together. I have never been able to find it in America. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I didn't mean to do that, Willie. I didn't mean to do that, but it was one of those situations. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. It's been a tough week, and my son keeps asking me crazy things about why this and why that and why that about the Army basic training in AIT. And of course, I don't really know how they do things these days, but I'm pretty sure it ain't changed that much since 1975. The military is one of the few places that that things don't really change. That's what I like about it. Mostly what it was back in the day, it's the same way today. Okay, now we got timeout cards now. I don't think we had timeout cards back in the day. Yeah, you can put the card up and say, "Hey, drill sergeant, I just don't feel like it today. Oh, really? Do you want us to bring you some wine or Budweiser or Coke 45 or something like that to help you feel better? I mean, do you want the day off? I mean, really, do you want the day off? Because we can let you sleep the rest of the day and let you catch up with us tomorrow. Okay. Uh-huh. And I don't know where my guest went. My guest didn't show up. Okay. I don't know where he was. I sent him the list twice, so he didn't show up. But anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Hate for people of color will end when your race die. Well, what about the people of color that hate each other for color? So I think I don't think it's got a whole lot to do with color. I think it has a lot to do with culture. And poor Don came up in a culture that were black folks with the shiny shoes and take his plate off his table, and that's all he expects from us. I can't blame him. That's the way he grew up. Uh, Today's culture is we seem to walk around with our hair looking all crazy and hurting people. It's a cultural thing. I don't know if it has color to do with it or not, but I know there's a culture that's permeating this and has permeated this nation over the last 30 years that is not good for us as black folks. So I don't know who came up with it. I don't know who came up. I don't know, but somebody came up with it, and I sure hope they take it back. Okay, the thing about it that black folks, according to a study, are the most influential group of people in this country. Okay. So I don't know who this is calling on my cell phone when they need to call me on the air phone. Okay. So I don't know why. Don't be calling me on the cell phone. I can't answer the phone right now. Okay. I just can't do it. But I'll figure that out next week. Let me see if I can get this person to okay, let me see here now. Da 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 da. Okay, let me see now. 334. What's my number here? 52. Let me see if I get the phone finally working. 521 2963. Yeah, I need a break. So, anyway, is that it for today? I don't know what happened to JaMeal, but he said he was coming, and then he didn't. Let me give you the lessons of life today, and we will. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. We will. Let me see here now. How you put that back there? Okay, share it. Okay, now we want to share the screen. We don't want to do that. I'm going to go here. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, there we go. Yes.
Good morning. I'm late. I was listening to your other part, but I just want to let you know that this is my opinion. Absentee landlord, a business license at the city in their business office.
Okay. Well, according to some of the city councilmen, they didn't shut these people down the other day because of something happened. They shut them down. I agree with you. They need to, if they don't come in front of the city council. They was trying to get people who own these businesses to come in front of the city council, and they evidently couldn't get them to show up.
Since if they've invested their money like that and if they truly want those apartment complexes open, don't give them a business license until they come before you. That's very disrespectful. They want to do business in our city, but we don't want anymore. I know that family. I've been friends with one of the in-laws for years. I also know the attorney who wrote the tenant landlord law. So this might be it. You know how I am. If I had to share that knowledge, but they're not going to get away with that.
Okay.
I just want to pass that to you and see if you thought that would be a better idea. Do not let them open until they come before them.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. And get an understanding about their responsibility to the properties by which they rent or indulge in business in. Absolutely. And if they don't.
And I feel that those people in housing codes need to be put to work to check these apartment complexes. And if they're not in compliance, shut them down.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Okay. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
And I don't know what happened to my sound for the last couple of calls, but hey, I hope y'all heard her. Anyway, where is our city codes enforcement with our law enforcement? Of course, I don't imagine you can get everybody, but but I'm tired. I think I'm calling it a week. But hopefully we'll be back next week. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll be taking a vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in years. Of course, I don't really call it a vacation. That just means I don't have to get up early in the morning. But I'm going on Maxwell, and I'm going to see if I can catch me a hop. And wherever it's going, I'm just going to go there. Travis Air Force Base. I don't know. Schuster Air Force Base. Madrid, Germany. Afghanistan. Someplace. I'm just going to ride. Just going to ride the airways. Okay? Well, I'm going to do that too. I would see. Absolutely. Maybe we can get on the hop together. Yeah, maybe we can do that. Now, I don't really like airplanes that much. We get on the Greyhound bus. Okay? Anyway, listen, my time is up. I certainly thank you for yours. And again, the lesson of life is this. It is not the mountains of life that give us fear. It is us, the fear of wondering if we have the willingness to climb the mountain. So again, don't be afraid to climb the mountain. Okay. The mountain won't do anything to you. Okay. So we shall return next week, hopefully. And you guys just hang loose and have a great day. And I appreciate my time with you this year. It started off kind of rough, sound stuff like that, but hopefully we'll do better. I got to buy some different equipment, and we are going to we're gonna do a much better job next year because everybody can always do better. Okay, always do better. It's not the falling that makes us strong, but getting up every time we do. I'll tell you, getting up. Don't just be there. Get up. Have a great day.
Thankful whispers in a gentle breeze. Grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in